Hi, my name's Noelle Martin. I'm a registered dietitian and a mom of 3 young boys. I have 6-year-old twins and a little one who is almost 4. As a dietitian and as a mom, I am very concerned about sun safety. It relates to aspects of health at all ages. Truth be told, I wasn't always the best at sun safety, but I'm so much better now than I used to be, and I hope that I'm starting my children off on a good foot. They are blonde-haired, blue-eyed, fair-skinned, and we have to be very, very cautious about what they are exposed to, but they love to be active outside. We do, as a whole family, we do so many things outside. We go to the beach, we go to pools, we go biking, we go to the park, which is awesome, but we need to keep their skin safe. I want to share a few tips with you if you feel this way as well. You want to keep yourself and the rest of your family safe when you're outside, whether it be in the summer or whether it be on vacation. So one of the things that I do is I try to wear shirts and clothing that has SPF in it as much as possible. Will use sunscreen on other areas of my body, but I'm limiting the amount of sunscreen that I need by adding those layers of clothing. For children, there are options that would be like for a swim shirt, but this could be used even if you were just going to the park, say to play soccer or going for a bike ride. It's very breathable and it has the SPF in it. You'll notice in my shirt, I have a thumb hole. It covers a portion of my hand, and this shirt actually does the same. It has the thumb hole for children. Even if you can't get long sleeve, even if you go with a short sleeve shirt with SPF, it still helps. Because if you think about it, if you're going outside, quite often we'll put sunscreen on arms, on face, on legs, the parts that aren't covered by clothing. But the sun, the UV rays can actually go through clothing too. So having any part of the body covered by UV clothing really does help, because we're less likely to actually put sunscreen everywhere, and so we're a little safer if we're wearing that. Another thing that we want to think about is covering our heads. The UV rays can actually go through hair. For my little boys, they have less hair than I do, but even for my head, I want to make sure that I wear a hat. Choosing a hat for our children and for ourselves that has as much of a brim as possible. It can help to cover off the forehead, and choosing something that is breathable is really great too. Don't forget to always label your things. Speaking of labeling, I'm very careful about labeling the bags that my kids' sunglasses come in, so we keep really good track of those. So this is one type of sunglasses that we have for our children. Their eyes need protection as well. We don't want them to have damage so early on, and of course we can't really put sunscreen on eyes. A wide brim hat helps, but the sunglasses are really, really key. So I'll show you 2 others that we've used as well. So this is another one. It's more of a plastic base, is a little bit more forgiving. You see how it has really nice, good coverage there, and along the side as well, stays on their head. And the third type of sunglasses that I wanted to show you are these ones that you can Velcro at the back. And so they have 2 pieces of Velcro already on them. We found them to be so great for actually staying on the boys' heads. And our plan this summer is to continue to use these for Rhett and just add another piece of Velcro. So just making it work a little bit longer. But you could totally just do it yourself with this type of thing at home with a sunglass you really like, and just make a strap for the back of your child's head to really help that stay on. Another piece about sun safety, an obvious one, is sunscreen. So when I'm choosing a sunscreen, I think about the fact that I am rubbing this into their skin. It's going to go into their body. And one brand that I really like is Green Beaver. So they have a spray, and they also have the actual rub-in lotion. We have a technique in our home for sunscreen. I asked my kids to scarecrow. They separate their arms, they separate their legs, they know to close their lips, close their eyes, and they get ready for the application. Everywhere. Think about the tops of their ears, the back of their neck. Think about if their swim shirt comes up a little bit, and that area of their stomach on the front and their back. Think about if they're wearing shorts but they come up just a little bit as they're running or bending their knee. When I think about every part of their body that could possibly need protection. Think about those areas that are exposed to sun very little, like the tips of their shoulders, for example, or their chest. You just want to really make sure that you've done a great job of covering your children anywhere where you don't have SPF clothing. Even if they're going to wear a hat, go ahead and cover as much of their face as you can as possible. You never know if that hat's gonna fall off, or if your child's just gonna take it off because they're being picky about their hat. So getting just as much coverage as you can. as your children grow older and they move into elementary school, they have to start putting sunscreen on themselves. This is a challenge that we have just come through. So we've talked to our kids about the importance of covering as much of their body as possible. We've talked about taking little bits and rubbing that in and a little bit more. It can take a little bit more time for them, but teaching them that technique of little bits prevents the sunscreen from perhaps going everywhere. And remember, when you're sending a sunscreen to school, label it. If it's not labeled, the teacher may or may not know that your child, first of all, has sunscreen and which sunscreen is for your child. And so if you want to be particular about what sunscreen goes on your child and you label it, that's a really good step. So I'm curious to know, out of the tips that I've given you today, let me know in the comments below, what's one next step that you could take for your next family vacation or summer beach trip, or even just a trip to the park? What's one thing that you would like to change for that next step of sun safety?